Let me show you how to grow your audience and generate customers for a coaching business on Instagram in 2021 and beyond. Now, personally, over the past few years, I've gained millions of followers on Instagram between my account Millionaire.dream right here. I've grown a bunch of other theme pages, which I've then gone on to sell. I've worked with a ton of big name clients that you probably have heard of. Now, in this video, I'm going to go ahead and condense all of that information into this training. It'll probably be long, but entirely worth it. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. First things first, let's get really clear on your goal. I'm going to assume that as a coach or an expert of some shape or form, your goal is generating customers. Then generating those customers amazing results, and then rinsing and repeating that process over and over so you make a lot of money, your clients get amazing results, and everyone is happy. You want to keep that in mind with everything you do on Instagram. Make sure you're always optimizing to get customers and get them amazing results. Because there are some things that people will try and sell you to do with Instagram growth that might get you a lot of followers or might get you a lot of likes, but they might actually take away from that and make it harder to do that. Trust me, that sounds weird, but it totally happens. Now, at my agency, we go through 7 core steps to get amazing results for coaches, consultants, agencies, etc., who are trying to build their Instagram to generate customers, which I'll walk you through today. Now, the first one is profile optimization, and you've probably heard me say this quite a lot if you've watched a few of my YouTube videos, but this is absolutely crucial. You need to make sure that your profile speaks to your target audience and your target customer so that when they land on it, they can understand who you are, what you do, how you help people, and also get a high quality feel from your account. This way, not only are you going to get a lot of followers and a high conversion rate of profile visitors to followers, but you're also going to get a lot of leads into your DMs, which you can then turn into customers, which at the end of the day is your goal. Now, there's the obvious straightforward things like making sure you've got a good username, having a clear profile photo, making sure that your name represents what you do, having your story highlights set up effectively so you're not got boring, obscure ones and that you've got ones that actually represent your offer and generate results. Making sure that your bio is set up so that it really well represents what you do, who you help, and maybe shows some results that you've achieved as well as a call to action. And probably more importantly than any of that there is actually having a ton of great content in your feed. So if you don't have any content and you're just starting on Instagram, or you are just starting with a new strategy, so you did an old strategy in the past and it didn't work and you're starting and you're going to follow this strategy, I would suggest making sure you've got at least 9 to 12 pieces of content at the top of your feed that represent your brand really well, that give a ton of value to your target audience, that is actually going to help them, teach them something, help them learn something, maybe explain why they shouldn't be doing something, etc., so that when people land on your profile, they are met with a ton of value they can learn from and engage with. All of these things come into optimizing your profile, and by doing so, what is going to happen is you're going to improve your conversion rates of profile visitors to profile followers, which is probably the most underrated growth strategy. Now, the average person has anywhere from a 5 to a 15% follower conversion rate, which means if you get 100 people to your profile, 5 to 15 will turn into followers. If you get 200 people to your profile, 10 to 30 will follow you, and so on. And obviously you can increase the amount of people you get to your profile by putting in more work, by putting in more effort every single day, or the easier way to grow is you simply improve your follower conversion rate and bump it up to 30 or 35 or 40% by following what I've just mentioned or looking at other accounts for inspiration. And then if you can get it up to 35%, which is what I see on most of my accounts, then if you get 100 people, those same 100 people to view your profile, instead of getting 10 followers, you're getting 35. And if you get 200, you're getting 70 instead of 20. And so instantly you can triple your growth just by setting up your profile the correct way. And after you've set it up, it's no extra effort. Now, the second thing that you need to do to start building up this profile, generating leads and getting customers from Instagram is putting out a ton of content that specifically serves your target audience that you're trying to get in front of. And I know this is probably also something that's kind of boring and not that exciting, but at the end of the day, Instagram is actually not about doing the exciting hacks or tricks or new secrets. It's actually about doing the fundamentals and getting them right and doing them every single day, which is what gets results. So when it comes to content, what I would suggest to do, if you're some form of expert, coach, agency, which this video is specifically for, I've got a ton of other videos on my channel that go in depth on other niches, but if that's your niche, what I would suggest you do is you write down your target customer, you write down a ton of things that they struggle with, and then you come up with content that solves those problems for them in micro-sized bites. So maybe in 15-second reels or 1-minute long videos, short tweets, or even infographics or carousels. Those formats of content are all working well, and it, I guess, depends on what your strong suit is as to which one you choose. Now, let's take the example of a fitness coach who is trying to get more customers using Instagram. Now, personally, I'm not an expert on the fitness niche, or I'm not an expert in the gym. I do a little bit of sports, but off the top of my head, just randomly thinking, I can instantly think of a ton of content ideas. For example, what to eat to lose weight, what to eat to gain weight, what to eat to gain muscle, what to eat to lose fat, what to do to improve your chest, what to do to improve your biceps, to improve your back, to get abs, to improve your legs. Should you intermittent fasting, is it good, is it bad? You could then dive into specific exercises, and there are literally, if you're a personal trainer, chances are you know 50 to 100 different exercises, and you can show people how you do them, what parts of the body they help, common mistakes people make, and how to get the most out of it. That alone is giving you like 100 pieces of content. You can then break down specific meals, specific recipes that also allow people to lose weight or gain muscle depending on what their goals are. And by doing that, that unlocks another massive amount of content. You could create 50 to 100 different posts about different meals or foods that you can eat, how it helps, what it does to your body, etc. You could also include case studies of how your clients have done certain things on Instagram. And right off the bat, that's like 300 pieces of content off the top of my head as someone who is not a fitness trainer. So at this point, I want you to literally go ahead and write down a ton of bullet points of different content ideas you can do or different series you could do. So you don't have to literally go through and write down every recipe you think of, but write down meals and what they include and what they benefit, exercises, what they include, what they benefit, common mistakes, and a handful of ideas like that, which can give you a huge amount of content. This is something that we go more in depth into in my full Instagram course, which will be linked below if you're interested in checking that out. I'll also leave link below my free ebook and so on if you want to grab that, and a ton of other great resources. But the main thing when it comes to content is making sure it serves your target audience. That is the key. Don't make content to try and make yourself look impressive or try and show off yourself. Make content that will help your target audience so that when they land on your profile, they get a ton of valuable insight, and then they are way more likely to turn into a follower, a fan, and a customer down the line. A little bit of insight for me with my agency. I can close clients like very, very easily because I create a ton of YouTube videos that help those people. So when someone gets on the phone with me, they already know me, they already trust me, they already like me. Hopefully you like me, but more importantly, hopefully you get value from me. And at that point, it is very easy to get a customer if I make the right offer. And Instagram is no different. Your goal should be to give away a ton of stuff for free that helps people so they know, like, and trust you. And then when they see that you have got an offer they want, they are way more likely to buy from you. Now that you've optimized your profile and you've got great content, it's time to go ahead and do your hashtag research, which will allow you to get that content in front of more people, build your audience organically, and start getting customers. Now, for this, I use a tool called Flick, and we'll jump into my screen in a moment that will allow you to do this. But I just want to say, when it comes to hashtags, think of them as a tool to amplify the reach of your content. Hashtags will not fix average content that is not getting reach. However, if you create valuable content that serves your target audience and then you hashtag them the correct way, you will get additional reach that you wouldn't have got without hashtags. It'll help you get onto the hashtag pages, it'll help you get onto the explore pages, and it is a great way to get what I consider passive growth. Because what you're going to do, and I'll walk you through how to do this in a moment, is you set up your hashtag strategy once, and then you can pretty much add those hashtags into every single post and get additional reach and growth with pretty much zero extra effort day to day on your hashtags. And maybe every month or so you go through and update them. But aside from that, it's very low maintenance and great additional growth. So diving into my screen, I've loaded up the tool that I use for researching hashtags and that we use for clients as well. It's called Flick. I will leave a link in the description to get a free 7-day trial with my affiliate link, so it does support the channel and supports this content. But what you're going to do is you're going to connect your Instagram account. you're going to click on the filters and click smart filters. Now what this is going to do is it's going to take a look at your account. It's going to work out your average likes, your average comments, how many people usually see your content. It's also going to look at your follow account, and it's going to put all of those numbers into their fancy AI machine, and then it is going to create like a range of hashtags that are the right size for your account. So this is going to stop you from using hashtags like, say, hashtag business, which are way too competitive and that you've got no chance of ranking on with 1,000 followers. It's also going to take out the hashtags with no reach that you will not grow from. And so it's a really cool tool that allows you to find the perfect size hashtags. They're not too big, they're not too small, they are just right in the middle, like with Goldilocks. So then you're going to do, after you've selected smart filters, you're going to click start searching for new hashtags, and you're just going to put in a keyword in your niche. So I'm just going to put in marketing because that's what my account Cleverpreneur is all about. Although I post more on my personal at Josh Ryan. And so what it's done here is you can see it's created the filter based on my average engagement. Total posts 5,000 to 650, 9,200, average likes of 0 to 664. And so it has given us a good range, and it's given us hashtags within that. Now I like to sort it by potential reach and get the ones that have got the highest potential reach, so I can obviously reach the most amount of people. So marketing coach, that's relevant to my brand. I'm going to select that one. Personal brand, yep, I'm also a personal brand that is relevant to what I offer. Digital marketing services, that's relevant to what I do. And I am just going to have a look through and just find ones that really are relating to what I offer and to what my account is all about. Because the more accurate you hashtag your content, the more reach that you will get. Now, then what I'm going to do is just search another keyword in my niche. So content creator. And I'm going to select the relevant ones there. Content creator, social media coach, content is king, branding expert, and get relevant hashtags once again. And then the next keyword I'm going to take a look at is Instagram tips. Because obviously I post Instagram tips on that account, and so I want to select that. Instagram tips and tricks, branding strategy, Instagram marketing tips, content marketing strategy. So that's given me 12 hashtags. Now, the amount of hashtags you should use varies. Now, some people are of the belief that if you use all 30, that is going to maximize your reach. Other people say you should be using sort of 7 to 12 hashtags to maximize your reach. What I have found, based on experimenting with clients on my own accounts and so on, is that with a big profile, so anything that's getting at least 1,000 likes per post at the minimum, maybe even more, and is posting at least daily, so you're getting at least 1,000 plus likes per day on your content, having all 30 hashtags is good, and that is the best strategy you can use. That is the strategy we use on millionaire.dream. If you have less than that, so a smaller account, then using somewhere between 7 to 12 highly targeted hashtags will allow you to get the best reach. Now, the reason for this, as far as like my conclusion to this, is that when you're a small account, the Instagram algorithm doesn't have enough data to understand what your account is all about. They don't know, like there's not enough people engaging with your content for them to put up like a follower avatar that loves your content, so they're not sure who to push that content out to. And so if you use less hashtags, if you restrict yourself to only using, let's say, the 10 most targeted hashtags to your niche, then that means you're going to use the most accurate hashtags, and that tells the algorithm who you're trying to reach as accurately as possible, so they can then put your content in front of those people and put it in front of more targeted people who will then better engage with your content. However, if you've got a big account and you're getting thousands of likes per day, Instagram's got so much data on who enjoys your content, who doesn't enjoy your content, who likes it, who follows, etc., that they don't need you to tell them because they've got so much data there, and therefore you don't need to explain to the algorithm what your content's about. So at that point, you're just trying to use as many hashtags that are relevant to your niche to rank your content on and grow as fast as possible. So that's my thesis. You can experiment if you want between using like 10 or so hashtags and 30 or so hashtags. Totally up to you, but that's what I've found. Now, once you've selected these, so my account for reference that I'm looking here, it's got 12,000 followers. So I'm going to use 12 hashtags. Now, you don't have to use the same amount as 1,000 followers you have. That was just a coincidence. But then you're going to do audit selection. Now, what this is going to do is make sure that you don't have any banned or flagged hashtags. So all hashtags look suitable. 0 banned / flagged hashtags discovered. So this will go and make sure that none of your hashtags are banned or flagged, because if they are, then that can cause your account to get shadow banned if you're using banned hashtags. And sometimes banned hashtags are not as obvious as they may seem. There can be ones that seem harmless that are banned, and once you realize it, you might notice it, but ahead of time you might not have. So that's a really good tool there. It's going to show you all 12 ones here. They all look like a suitable size. So I'm simply going to add them to a collection and call this one Cleverpreneur, because that is the name of this account. Although I don't really post heaps on that. I've already made one with that name. But anyway, that gives me my hashtags. I can copy those to clipboard. And then when I go to post, I'm going to put them in the caption. Now, some people are not sure whether they want to post their hashtags in the caption or in the comment section. Instagram recently revealed that if you put your captions, if you put your hashtags into the caption, you can rank in search. So when someone searches for content, so if someone searches for social media coach, if I put my hashtag social media coach into the caption, they can find my content. If I put it into the comments, they cannot. So wee trick you can do there to increase your reach. Okay, so now moving on to step 4, you've put in a lot of the groundwork, and now it comes down to consistently implementing on this strategy. So what I want you to do is now post as often as you can. I would suggest posting content daily with these targeted hashtags to a optimized profile. And if you do that, every single day you put out a great piece of content that serves your target audience, has got the right hashtags, and is sending people to an optimized profile, you will start growing your audience. You'll grow a small amount at the start, and then every week or every month, you'll notice that it starts to trickle up, because as you start getting more followers, you start getting more engagement, people start sharing your content, it starts ranking better on the platform, you start reaching more and more people, which is allowing you to grow your audience. Now, posting content every single day can be tricky. I get it. Some of you are busy running your businesses. You don't have that much time. A few things that I've found to make it easier is 1, batch creating your content. So maybe you sit down once a month, think of 30 ideas, write them all out, create that content, and then you've got a full month's worth of content. The second thing that you can do is simply hire someone. So I run an agency. We work with a lot of coaches. We create their content, do their hashtags. We pretty much do everything that I'm telling you in this video for you at the highest quality level to get results. And so that's the other thing you can do. Either batch create the content or hire an expert or a freelancer on Fiverr or Upwork or along those lines to do it for you, because it depends on your budget. If you've only got a small budget and you want to spend $100 a month, then go onto something like Fiverr, hire someone to help create your content, and then you can do the posting daily. Another great tool that you can use is Creator Studio, which allows you to schedule content, and that is a tool made by Facebook to schedule content on Facebook and Instagram, so you know it is safe and is not like a third-party app that Facebook may not like and may restrict your reach. So you could have a creator on Fiverr create 30 pieces of content for you per month, which you then put into Creator Studio and schedule, and it saves you a huge amount of time. Although if you did want to hire our agency, I will leave a link down in the description so we can have a chat and see if we're a good fit, and if not, I'll tell you where else to go that'll give you a good result. Which moves us on to number 5. So once you've got all of that in place, that's all the fundamentals done, and you're posting daily, there's a few things, there's sort of 3 things you can do, which we're going to cover over these next 3 steps, which you can use to grow your audience faster by actively putting in additional effort. So those first 4 steps are the fundamentals. and I want you to do those consistently. This one, number 5, is the $80 strategy. This is something coined by Gary Vaynerchuk that can allow you to grow your audience entirely free. And the idea of this, and the reason it's called $80, is you go and leave your 2 cents on 90 pieces of content every single day within your niche. And yes, that will take a fair bit of time, hence why people hire agencies like us, but that'll grow your audience because you're going out there and engaging and putting your content and your comments on other people's content that people in your niche are already looking at, which just gives exposure to your account and allows people to find your profile. So if you are a Facebook ads coach and you help businesses generate more customers using Facebook ads, you would go out there and find a bunch of hashtags in this niche where people are posting content about Facebook ads. You would also find a bunch of creators who are creating content all about Facebook ads, all about digital marketing, social media strategies, etc. And then you would go and comment on their posts, sort of just, giving value, responding to whatever's in that post in the caption and the image itself. And that itself will drive people back to your profile. And remember, we've already optimized the profile at the start, so a high percentage of those people will convert into followers. Now, what you shouldn't do with this is just spam people. Don't just use the same comments over and over. Don't just tell people to go follow you. Don't just be like, hey, cool post, make sure you follow me for more affiliate marketing, or make sure you follow me to learn Facebook ads. Make sure you actually go through and put in a little bit of effort. Your comments don't have to be long, but make sure they're relevant to each post that you're putting them on. A, because it comes across more genuine and is more likely to get people to check out your profile. And B, because if you say the same thing over and over and over, you can get shadow banned or action blocked by Instagram, which is not something that you want. So go out there and engage on as many accounts as you can. You don't have to do 90 every single day. You can do less than that, but what I would suggest is doing the same amount every day. So maybe commit to engaging on 30 posts every single day. So you leave 30 comments a day, and that is what you do. You stick to that every single day, you will drive traffic to your profile. Now, as far as how many followers you can get, it really varies a lot. With our clients, with this strategy, we can sort of see anywhere from about 10 to 30 per day, depending on the niche, depending on the account itself. Larger accounts are going to convert at a slightly higher rate because people see that status. But that's sort of a rough estimate of what we are getting for clients. You might see slightly less. If you're not very experienced, you might see slightly more because maybe you put even more effort into the comments and get better results. Now, moving on to number 6, the penultimate point of this video. And this is another growth strategy, and make sure you stick around for the last one because it is the biggest opportunity I've ever seen on Instagram. But this one here, number 6, is share for share. So this is a way you can grow your audience by collaborating with other creators where they share your content and you share their content. This can be done by sharing each other's content to your stories. So maybe you'd say to each other, hey, each time we post, we'll share each other's content to our stories. So I'll share your content, you share my content, and then both of you grow because you get exposure to their audience and they get exposure to your audience. And assuming you have an overlapping audience who have got a similar interest, then you can both grow really, really fast. And this works really well when you're in the same niche but have slightly different offers. So maybe, let's say, person A posts a ton of content about how to grow a social media audience, and person B doesn't post anything about how to grow a social media audience, but they teach people sales and how to generate sales from your audience on social media. Chances are your both accounts' audiences are both interested in growing and making money on social media. And so if you share each other's content, it is going to perform very well because they're going to go engage with it. However, on the other hand, if you had a meme page share your content about how to make money on social media or how to grow your business on social media, it's probably not going to perform super well because the audience is not that interested. So you want to make sure that when you're reaching out to accounts and looking to do share for share, that you're reaching out to ones that have got a similar sized account and a similar niche of account. Because also remember, if you reach out to an account way bigger than yours, you're not bringing the same value. If you've got 1,000 followers, and I get this all the time on my account, millionaire.dream, which is at 650 odd thousand followers, I'll get people with 1,000 followers wanting to do share for share. And when someone's bringing like 1,000 followers of value versus 650,000 followers worth of value, it's not even. They're asking for everything and pretty much providing nothing. And if you go into conversations like that, you're not going to get a response. And you want to make sure that you are reaching out to people that are maybe your size or slightly bigger, 10, 20%, maybe larger. I will do shout out for shout outs with accounts half my size often, but I'm not going to do it with someone that's got 1,000 when I've got 600,000. You know what I mean? So reach out to accounts in your niche, other creators, maybe accounts that are theme pages if you're a personal brand, maybe other businesses, and look to share each other's content. You can also just pay outright for other creators to share your stuff. Again, this is something we do with clients. We'll share their content to the story of Millionaire Dream to help get them additional reach and growth. But it is a really, really effective strategy. This is something that I used to actually grow that account really fast when I first started, because what we would do is we'd set up groups of 14 accounts on Instagram that were all the same size. So they might have all been 30,000 followers. And on Monday, everyone would shout out these two people. So they'd do 2 posts, one shouting out each account. And then one day it'll become your turn. So maybe on Friday it's your turn and you've got the other 13 accounts in the group shouting out your profile. And if you're gaining 50 followers from each shout out and there's 13 coming in on that day, you're getting what, like 650 followers in a single day from shoutouts every single week. So it's a really nice growth strategy. And then number 7, the final thing you can do to grow your audience faster organically as a coach, expert, or anyone in any niche is harnessing the power of Instagram Reels. And if you've already watched a lot of videos on my channel, you would have heard me go on and on and on about this so many times, but Instagram Reels are such an incredible opportunity to grow your audience and get in front of highly targeted people. All you have to do is repeat the process that I said on, I believe, step 2, where you create a list of problems and solutions to those problems for your target audience. A ton of content that you can create, and then you put it into an Instagram Reels format. So a short form video, 5 to 15 seconds is what tends to work best. Responding to that, whether it be a popular music trend and you have it come up on the screen as text, or maybe you speak to the camera, or maybe you have it set up like this and then you edit it for Reels. But you want to create short form Reels content for 2 reasons. 1, the Instagram algorithm is pushing this content like crazy because they're trying to compete with TikTok. And 2, the content itself is so much more engaging. And when the content is more engaging, people engage with it more. Common sense. And so when you get more engagement, it gets pushed out to more and more people because they're responding to it better. It doesn't matter whether you're posting a feed post, a carousel, etc. If you use a format that is more engaging, it'll get shown to more and more people. So Instagram Reels are one of the biggest ways you can grow your audience. I've made a bunch of videos on my channel about them and I will make more. But pretty much all you need to know is 1, keep them short and sharp because watch time is super important. Have a strong hook at the start of each video to get people watching. Make sure you use some sort of trending music to keep people engaged for longer. And number 4, make sure you're making it about a topic people care about. So something people are interested in learning or that they want to get from you. And if you can do that with Instagram Reels consistently, you will get results, especially if you stick at it. Your first handful probably won't be great, but as you do this more and more, it's a great way to get organic growth and it will get you a lot of customers because the targeting of Instagram Reels is really great. If you make a video, if you make a reel about how to flip houses as a realtor and make money property investing or whatever it might be, you'll get a ton of targeted reach on that if you can make it engaging to people trying to learn that, which will get you a ton of followers, and then they will see all of the content on your account. They will see your bio, they'll see what you do, they'll become fans and they'll become followers, and they'll naturally, over time, through seeing your content, turn into leads and customers for your offer. And so that pretty much sums up everything you need to know to get incredible results on Instagram as a coach, expert, agency, or business owner. Optimize your profile to speak to this target audience and to improve that conversion rate. Create a ton of ideas around content, which you can then turn into content. Set up your hashtags using Flick. There'll be a free trial link down in the description. Post content every single day that is valuable to that target audience with those hashtags. Go out there and engage on other people's content to bring people back to your profile and grow faster. Number 6 is to do share for share. So collaborate with other creators to share each other's content so that you both grow. And then number 7 is to use Instagram Reels and just start creating content there to get a ton of organic reach. And if you can do those 7 things, you will grow your audience so much faster than you could have ever imagined, generate a ton of new leads for your business, and generate new customers for your offer. So I hope that's been helpful. Like I said throughout the video, if you want to get free trial for the hashtag tool I use, that'll be linked below. If you want to jump into my course, that'll be linked below. And if you are interested in hiring us to pretty much do all of this for you and get your results, then there will also be a link in the description where we can have a chat, see if you're a good fit, and help you with that. So that's everything from me. I hope this was helpful. If it was, like the video, leave a comment, share it to a friend who is trying to grow, a coach, a consultant, an agency owner that is trying to build their audience. Send this to them to help them out. They will be happy that you did. They will thank you, and they will credit you with giving them this awesome information. So that's it from me. Have an awesome day, and see you in the next one.